Howdy, howdy. Welcome on in to the pre-show before the free show.
So I think, oh, geez. What have I done here? Give me a second.
A canoe.
It is a canoe, but it's not supposed to be a canoe. It's supposed
But there's
to be
mountains.
It's supposed to be a different thing.
But that's not
Let me
as
see
cool
if
as
I can-
mountains.
Give me a second.
No.
Golly, I have to deal with this every day. It's just awful. Anyway.
People do not feel sorry for you.
Hi. There's the logo. I think everybody can recognize that I'm on a straight-up heater of booking pre-show guests. I think even you have to acknowledge that, Pickle.
Oh yeah, no, we've been doing well.
All right. With that, let's welcome in our good friend, making her Dave Campbell's Texas Football Today debut.
Let's go.
It's China Lawrence. Hi. So what's your title here?
I'm the office manager.
Let me tell you what China actually does, okay?
Everything.
China's the most important person at the company, okay?
Oh, thank you.
More than the president, more than Pickle and I.
And the president will agree with this
Yes.
too.
More than all the salespeople. You keep the trains on time around here, which is why we were so excited to have you here, because I just wanted to know, how are we doing? Like Pickle and I.
You guys are doing great.
I'm just looking for our review. Like, this is our annual review.
I feel like you guys are doing great. You get a lot of engagement online, which is a big part of the purpose of this. So
Okay.
I
Let's
think
go.
it's great.
And then China
Yeah.
makes sure that we all get paid, which is why
Yes.
she's the absolute most important person.
Because the other thing
at this
about,
company.
because here's the thing about this is that yesterday we had Pickle's mom on the pre-show,
Okay.
right?
My mom is not the most important part of this company. Love you, Trish, but
She
that's
would.
fact.
I don't want to speak for Pickle, but I'll speak for Pickle. She would much rather have your approval than her mom's.
Really?
I think that's true.
This seems fair.
Yeah,
I
was
think
gonna say.
Trish agrees with that too.
I was gonna say,
because
what-
Trish likes to make sure that I eat.
Yeah.
She's as a mom, she's like, "Are you
Yeah,
eating?" And
of
I'm like,
course.
"Yes, I'm eating." And China helps me to eat, so it works.
So tell people where you're from.
I'm from Dallas.
That's right. What
Born
high
and
school did you go
raised.
to?
I went to Richardson High School.
All right. Go Eagles.
You and Adam
yes,
both.
Eagle.
Yeah.
Yes, both RISD.
Yes.
It all makes sense.
Right. Okay. And then where'd you go to college?
Stephen F. Austin.
Axum Jacks. Tough game last week.
You know, I don't follow them too much in sports. They weren't that great when I was there. It was, so.
I do want to ask you about your live tweeting, because this is
Yes.
like one of
Amazing.
my favorite things, is because I want to say it was during the South Oak Cliff and Duncanville game that
Yes.
you were live tweeting the game.
Because you know Coach Todd very well.
Yes, he went to Lincoln High School. He graduated in '95 with my older brother. So I have some of his high school graduation pictures at my house with my brother. So
That
Yes.
rules. Can we see them sometime?
sure,
That's good.
I will bring them in.
I'm
yeah.
I'm always looking for a little bit of flavor, let's say, to our coverage. here
Yeah,
at
they
Dave
went to
Campbell's
high school
Football.
and college together. Yeah.
There you go. So you guys are tight. So that's why you were live tweeting the South Oak Cliff game, because
Yes. It was a big deal with them coming off of winning a state championship. I wanted to support
well,
as best I could.
I got to be honest.
It was the best
It
support
was
I've
it
ever
was
seen.
it was easily better than like watching the game. It was
well,
just like
thank you.
Yeah, it was good.
Thank
Do you want
you.
to plug your Twitter, or do you not want to plug your Twitter?
I mean, I don't remember what my Twitter handle is.
That is, let me
That's
tell
even
you,
better.
she's
That's
the cool.
even
You want to
better.
know how cool China is? She's like, yeah, you can follow me on Twitter if you can find me. I can't even
I
find me.
know.
Good luck, nerds.
I had just made a new Twitter over the summer when we were at coaching school, so I don't even remember what it is.
Okay,
But it's my name of some sort,
that's
I think.
fair. Now, some more important questions. You're a mom.
Mhm.
What's your son's name?
Tatum.
Tatum. How's Tatum doing?
He's doing great.
How old is he now?
He's 5. He'll
He's
be
5.
6 next month.
All right.
Mhm.
Would you describe him as sassy?
I would describe him as opinionated.
I like it.
Yes, he's very opinionated. He's very vocal.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
And he's like a mixture between shy and I guess just opinionated. You
Yeah.
know? Like he's shy in some settings, but if he has something to say, he'll say.
He'll say.
So he's got a long fuse, but once the fuse ends, it's
Yeah.
you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're getting after it. Okay.
Does he like sports? Or what does he like?
He does. At first, we didn't think sports was going to be in the cards for him. I thought, math and science will build robots, which is fine. There's
Speak to
video
my
games.
son
It's
real quick.
probably
Yeah.
even better, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so he's really into that. But right now he's playing soccer, and that's going really great.
Mm-hmm.
He talks I mean, how I am on Twitter is kind of like how he talks at sporting events also. So
Oh, really?
if you could imagine that in like a little person.
So we need China and Tatum on a watch along is all I'm hearing.
Oh my gosh.
We'll put
He
Tatum in a
does
headset.
it. Yeah, so we had during NBA playoffs this last season, we were watching the Mavs play, and he comes in the room and he just sits in front of the TV and he starts yelling at the TV. And he's like, number
Vibes.
77 is the best, and
He's right.
And that's
he's missing.
fair.
He missed his shot, and he's just like yelling at the TV, and I'm like, where are you getting this from? But I know where he gets it from.
Then I looked in a mirror and I realized where he gets
And
it
his
from.
dad is even worse than me, so he's just a combination of the two of us. so.
You've raised him well then,
Yeah.
because if he's already like yelling at the television.
I mean, even during his own soccer games, if he's out for a water break or something, he's yelling on the sideline.
Coach Tatum.
I
Yeah.
love that. Like player
That's
coach.
what's up.
That's
Player
who he
coach.
is.
That's
Yeah.
right. Okay, so what are you up to this weekend?
This weekend, we have a soccer game,
Okay, great.
so we have that.
What's the team name?
Cheetahs.
Let's go
Oh,
Cheetahs.
nice.
Yes, a
Let's go
typical, kids soccer.
Hey, it shows they've got
Name.
speed. They're
Got
ready.
speed.
Yeah.
yeah.
Got some speed.
Yes, so
Okay.
they have a game this weekend. Other than that, not too much. We are trying to finish kind of like decorating our house. So
Okay.
we still have some ways to go, but
Okay.
probably looking for furniture or stuff like that.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the people? You have an open mic.
Let's see. Nothing else really. I mean, if you're consuming this content, we have a lot more that you guys can look at, even on the Texan Live side.
Yeah,
So
shout
if
out
you-
Texan Live.
Yeah,
Let's
if you wanna
go.
watch-
My
Look at
girl.
this lady
any games,
closing.
any sports, check it out over there.
My
Always
girl.
be closing. I love it.
Hey, we need as much money as we can get.
You hear that?
So
This is why
whatever
she is
can
the
be
best at
done.
her job.
telling you, all of us are fighting for second. China, thanks for being on the pre-show with
You're
us.
very
Do you think this went
welcome.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're literally welcome back anytime.
Let her, if you just want to call ISO and be like, hey.
If you want to
Well-
stiff arm Tepper on the way in and say I'm taking the mic, please do.
My boyfriend and our son are gonna come have lunch with me Monday.
Oh.
So,
Can we get Tam on the show?
yeah.
Let's go.
I already told Rob he could be on the show if Kansas wins. So you got to root for TCU this week to have Tatum on the show.
Okay. We can do that. I'll
Also-
make sure we watch the game.
Tatum, Rob.
I know.
All respect to Rob.
I
I think he
know.
would agree.
I know. We'll get it. China, thanks for joining us.
You're very welcome.
We'll have you on very soon.
Okay, great.
Hit the theme expo. Pickle!
Yay.
Hit the air sign. Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas, it is Texas Football Today, a show on the internet. We're doing a line change here. My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, a magazine, texasfootball.com. It doesn't matter. They know you're coming on.
You were in the tweets.
Texasfootball.com, a corresponding website. There's Ish.
Oh my God!
Thank you for spending
A
part of your
headless
day with us.
Ishmael.
Whether you watch us live on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the places, or listen to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. She's the Duchess of the Dorks. She is Miss 305. She's Ashley Pickle.
Is that my official title at this point?
Dale.
That's fine. Happy game day, friends.
Happy game day. And sitting to my right...
Ah!
Oh,
Yo, what's up?
We were pleased to be
Ishmael.
joined by the assistant managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Basketball, the host of the, sadly, I'm sad to report, most popular podcast on the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Network,
Boo.
the Republic of Football.
I thought it
Ishmael
was
Johnson.
foosball.
We're trying to get there. We're trying to get the numbers.
Well, I've seen the numbers,
True,
and per
true,
show,
yeah,
now part of it is that we're flooding the zone.
true. No, our goal is to beat you without
raw
flooding
numbers.
the zone.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
raw
yeah.
numbers.
Like, yes, exactly.
That
Well,
would be-
let me tell you, WTF is coming. So
Don't
watch
acknowledge that.
out.
Don't acknowledge that. Don't acknowledge that.
We're coming for TFT.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So,
coming for TFT. That's great. That's a healthy rivalry between.
Or
these two.
WFT, whichever way
Right.
you want to look at it.
Well, today.
whatever you want to call it.
Today is Friday, October 7th, 2022, 48 days till Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to... I'm not going to say happy birthday to Vladimir Putin. Happy birthday to Simon Cowell. Sure.
Is he still doing stuff?
And Trent Alexander-Arnold.
overseas? I think he still is.
Trent Alexander-Arnold
there you go.
is 24 today.
That's a
happy,
Brit. Oh,
happy
you
birthday.
You were
Birthday.
kind of our Simon Cowell around here.
Did
Like when he used to
More
come
like
on.
Simon Scowell.
It's a good one.
He's on one.
I like that one.
Happy Friday.
Thank you. No, flowers. You didn't need to bring flowers. No, sit
That's
down,
a good
please.
one.
Please, got a lot of show to do.
That's a pretty good one.
On today's show, folks, we've got Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday coming here at the back half of the show as soon as I tell Pickle what I'm supposed to tell her. But, so if you've got questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, for myself or Ishmael Johnson, for Ashley Pickle, let us know in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We will get to that as soon as, or as many as we can coming up here at the back half of the program. But first, Miss Pickle, do we have first four through the door as I'm sending you a text message?
We sure do. It was Matt McStadden, Tony Blaylock, Robert Legault, and Just Chad. Welcome in, fellas.
Welcome in, friends. We do appreciate you spending a little bit of your day with us. Do you want to do the second one first? Would that give you some
No,
time?
it's
Oh, we're
okay.
good?
I already got
okay,
it.
great. Dave Campbell's Texas football. Oh, my
No, I
gosh.
don't. Yeah, do the second one
geez,
first.
Here we go. All right. Great.
You let me know.
Second one.
You done?
We're doing the second one. Dairy Max and Dave Campbell's Texas Football are proud to team up this year to honor excellence in coaching and the hard work that assistant coaches put in on behalf of their teams. Each week, the Texas football staff nominates 4 deserving assistant coaches for the Dairy Max Built by Chocolate Milk Assistant Coach of the Week and let fans decide on the winner via Twitter poll. It all leads up to the Dairy Max Built by Chocolate Milk Assistant Coach of the Year decided at season's end. Your Week 6 Dairy Max Built by Chocolate Milk Assistant Coach of the Week is...
Drum roll.
Bang!
Boom.
Magnolia West defensive coordinator Kirk Botkin. In a critical District 10-5A Division I showdown, the Mustangs defense bottled up state-ranked and previously unbeaten Richmond Foster en route to a 12-7 victory. Congratulations to all the nominees: Orangefield defensive coordinator David Kendrick, San Antonio Southside offensive coordinator Larry Wutrick, and Alpine offensive coordinator Adam Ilanes. But a very special congratulations to the Week 6 Dairy Max Built by Chocolate Milk Assistant Coach of the Week, Magnolia West defensive coordinator Kirk Botkin. Very well-deserved coach. Are we ready for the other one now?
We are.
Dave Campbell's Texas Football, the leading publication for all things football in the state of Texas, and the Tax Act Texas Bowl are proud to present the Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week to the most deserving high school player in the state of Texas. Each week, the Dave Campbell's Texas Football staff nominates 10 candidates for that week's award based on the previous week's on-field performance. We then leave it up to you to vote at texasfootball.com. Voting closes each Friday at noon, with the winner being announced shortly thereafter. It was a tight race, which is, to pull back the curtain, what I was doing beforehand to send Pickle the name of the guy who actually won.
We had 2 graphics ready to go.
We did. But we have a winner. The Week 6 Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week is...
Drum roll. Boom!
Bang! Jersey Village quarterback Adam Tran, who threw for 506 yards and 4 touchdowns for the Falcons. Congratulations to all the nominees: Corpus Christi Miller wide receiver Lonnie Atkinson, Amarillo quarterback Mason Graham, Fort Worth Dunbar running back Murray Moore, Redwater wide receiver and defensive back Marquez Jones, Irving MacArthur wide receiver Brandon Henderson, Oakwood athlete Zach Nickerson, Lyford quarterback Osmer Martinez, McCamey athlete Matthew Rosas, and Marlin wide receiver and defensive back Zamarian Lofton. But a very special congratulations to the Week 6 Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week, Adam Tran, the quarterback at Jersey Village. Congratulations to Mr. Tran. Now, a word from our friends at VCR Now.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texans love doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful, long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
Schlee, it's time for Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday.
The North Texas Honda dealers want to help you score some great deals on award-winning Hondas. Stop by your helpful Honda dealer today or visit ntxhondadealers.com to learn more.
So if you've got questions about high school football for myself or Ishmael Johnson, if you've got questions about college football for Ishmael Johnson, if you've got questions about recruiting for, let's just say, Pickle, if you've got questions about lifestyle, also for Pickle, romance, Ishmael, travel, Ishmael. Anyway, whatever. If you got questions for us, let them know in the comments. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all of the places. We will get to as many as we can. We've got a hard out at about 12:40, so we will get to as many as we can. Has anybody asked any questions, Pickle?
They sure have. We finally got the question that we have always wanted. What's with the Rutgers merch?
Oh! We did finally get the question. So this is a Rutgers beanbag.
And it's just because we're Rutgers fans. Get over it.
First of all, that's our bit. So we're...
Okay, it was
gonna have
our
a
idea to
problem here.
put the Rutgers beanbag in here in the first place. Just saying.
It's our idea to acknowledge it on our show.
Oh, well,
Okay,
it's
well,
our
that's fine.
fans
we
that are
still
asking the
acknowledge it.
question.
We just waited for somebody to ask us about it, basically. This is a Rutgers beanbag. That is because our small college correspondent, our small college insider, Corey Hogue, his lovely wife, Alicia, did she go to Rutgers?
She went to Rutgers.
She went to Rutgers. And so she is always flying the flag for the Scarlet Knights. So we like to think of Rutgers really as, for now, the 13th and soon to be 14th FBS team in the state of Texas.
But she also came in and gave us
stuff.
These,
yeah,
like,
she gave us.
She gave every single person a beanbag.
Yeah.
Which was awesome.
I've got a Rutgers beanbag at my desk too. So we're just big Scarlet Knights fans, and they've got a big game against Nebraska this week. So go Knights. The other thing is, like, we can root for Rutgers, and
no one cares.
And nobody cares.
I was about to say.
They're never going to... Like, it would be very awkward whenever it's, like, Rutgers and A&M in a bowl game.
Right.
They were like,
Sorry,
like, they were
we
gonna be-
gotta
they
go
might have
with
to
Rutgers.
Right.
Just move that so it's not so blatantly obvious. But, yes, there you go. That's what...
Shout out Big R.
If you want to learn more about Rutgers, listen to the Republic of Football. Our college football podcast comes out every Wednesday, and then the Sunday recap show, which is always fun.
And Craven and Corey, aforementioned Corey Hogue.
Craven and Corey on every Monday.
On their small college edition of that podcast.
So if everything you want from the college football world, you can go to Republic of Football, which is our other.
Mallory's going to be on a
college
Michigan
parent.
State podcast
Yeah, I
when
know.
she goes up there this
Is she
weekend.
really?
Yeah, they asked her. A Michigan State podcast asked if she'll jump on it.
Wow.
So
Really?
she's amped.
All right, that's interesting.
She might just not come back from East Lansing.
Are we?
She'll want to come back from East Lansing. let's
Are
be
we?
honest here.
Are we Big Ten people now?
I was gonna say something bad about Texas recruiting, but it's like we might as well. They're getting more Texans than.
Yeah, guys,
Schools
we gotta
get
quit. We gotta let Ohio. We gotta quit letting Ohio State get all of our receivers, guys. Okay, we gotta do better here. Anyway, although Notre Dame's going and snatching Jaden Greathouse and stuff like that,
baby.
Although,
And oh my God,
if Marcus Freeman keeps this up, maybe they're not gonna hold on to him.
there's another safety too, and I forgot his name. He's a 5-star, but anyway, you can move
More
on.
like Marcus Layman. Get it?
Doesn't even rhyme.
Yes, it does.
Doesn't even work.
It works. How likely is it to see College Station and Longview in the 5A
Bowen.
Division I state
from
championship?
Denver.
How likely
Dyer.
is
I'm
it
sorry,
to
go
see
ahead.
College Station and Longview in the 5A Division I state championship?
This is
Ishmael.
This is an excellent.
I only
question.
interrupted her because it was her asking the question.
So this is an
Well, I got good news for you, buddy. I ask every question.
this is an excellent question. So it's probably time we have a conversation about College Station because early in the season, it was nothing but bad news. Like, you look down at the board and it's just like a mess.
Yep.
You're like, what are we going to do with this? Because we knew that they were going to be rebuilt, maybe reloading, because they were losing a fair amount of that team that made it to a title game last
And
year.
our head coach.
New head coach, exactly right. And then the news comes out before week 1 that Marquise Collins, their star running back, who we were like, okay, everyone else is gone, but they got Marquise Collins. He was going to be out for the year without because of a knee injury, right? Knee injury? Yeah, some sort of leg injury. Then they go and they lose to Lovejoy in week 1, and they lose relatively resoundingly by 25 points, and you're like, well, that about does it. Well, now they're 4-1, and they have a nice win over Temple. I thought is probably their best win. If you want to be a jerk, and certainly that is our way around here, if you want to be a jerk, you could say, yeah, but who's their best win against? Probably Temple. That's a good win.
Yeah.
It's a good win. But
the loss to Lovejoy concerns me because we saw Lovejoy in person and I was not impressed.
I'm bearish on Lovejoy at the moment. They lost 2 straight to Argyle and North Crowley. Now we think a lot of North Crowley,
sure,
and we think a lot of Argyle, but to me that was a little bit concerning. That said, College Station has certainly gotten the wheels back on. What we'll find out a lot to me is in a couple of weeks when they play A&M Consolidated.
Consolidated. I was going to say,
and I would even say, I'm not ready. Like, they've got an ugly record, but I'm not ready to throw dirt on Cedar Park tonight. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Cedar Park we know what they're capable of.
Computer has them favored by 24.
Yeah.
Oh, I think for me more Glenn would be that over Cedar Park. Glenn is 4-1. I think their only loss is like a close loss to Rouse, and I would that'd be more so than Cedar Park. I think Cedar Park's really down, and I think Glenn would be that first, like, if they notch that win and then the consolidated win, obviously after that is the big test. But if they notch a win over Cedar Park and Glenn back to back, it's like, okay, like let's start turning this kind of the spotlight over there a little bit.
Because, like, you take a look at their 4 wins, like College Station's 4 wins.
Sure.
The last 2 are over Georgetown, Eastview, and Leander.
Right.
And with all due respect, they were multi touchdown favorites in those games.
Right.
They're still going to be touchdown favorites in a lot of these games coming up. So they're going to, they could finish 9-1, and then. So I don't know, but the other question is, like, if it's not them out of that right side of the bracket, who is it? Is it a team like PSJ North? Is it a team, like Richmond Foster, who now suddenly is showing a little bit of warts, or somebody else from District 10-5A? Is it a team like Smithson Valley? Right?
Sure.
That's the thing, is that for College Station, their best advantage is the fact that they flip sides of the bracket.
Right.
They got out of Region 2, away from the Longviews and the Lancasters and all of those teams over there. So, the Alitos and the Denton Ryans. So, I don't know. I am intrigued by College Station. I think we'll find out more when they play teams in their weight class.
100%.
But I think for now, cautiously optimistic about a team that we were ready to bury after a run of really bad news in the first couple weeks. So, there you go. That's a long answer to a short question. So the answer is maybe. What's next, Pickle?
The answer is we don't know, but it could happen.
Could happen, sure.
But that could really
now,
be the answer to any state
I'll just say this. Right now,
championship.
the computer has them as the favorite to come out of the right side of the bracket.
I think they have the toughest district. If they can make it through the district, it shouldn't be, I mean, realistically, you got the toughest part of your schedule out of the way.
Yeah, I think District 10 is the other kind of power nexus there in Region 3. Because that's Magnolia
been
West,
a lot
Richmond
worse.
Foster. My question
Manville,
is...
but they're...
A question about that District 10-5A Division 1 is, like, are they all... Like, it seems like they're all pretty evenly matched. Does that mean they're all pretty good, or does that all mean they're all pretty mid?
Sure.
You know? So... We'll find out.
Where are you on the mid scale?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go with, we've talked about it.
By the way, Peyton Bone was the guy's name.
Gosh darn it, Ish. I'm going to turn your mic
Dyer.
off.
Stud.
Yeah.
He's stud.
Just reminding everybody if they didn't.
Let me tell you, the record may not be good, but you got to know, Catholics back on top. What's next, Pickle?
I don't know. What is next, Ish?
Did you say there were 2 Notre Dame commits from Texas?
Yeah, Jaden Greathouse is the other one. Yeah.
That kid's a stud.
Yeah, he is.
He's really good. The wide receiver from
Oh, isn't that funny? Who controls the buttons? Gilmer Pleasant Grove. Go, Ish.
Yeah, you've already heard my take. You got to get the take from...
Oh, sorry. We still can't hear you.
Do you see I'm real popular in Texarkana these days?
I did. I saw Coach
Josh
Gibson.
texted me.
You picked
He tweeted it out.
I picked Gilmer.
Oh,
and
picked
so
Oh, okay.
So I'm real popular out there.
You're doing a thing.
Real
Okay.
popular.
I mean, I want to see it. This is kind of a comeback year for Pleasant Grove. They've been down by their standards the past couple of years for what Josh Gibson kind of built over the his first couple of years of
Didn't
his
they go
playing
like
for a state title.
8-6 last year? Some weirdo
Right,
record.
it was weird. But I mean, hell, if they come out and beat Gilmer, like that's about as we're back in this as any statement as you
Yeah,
can
they
make,
it went 15-1 obviously in 2019, and then
Right.
9-4, 8-6 in 2021.
So again, down by their standards, still great. If those are their rebuilding years, that's awesome. But of course, we're used to seeing them at AT&T and all that. And so if they beat Gilmer in an East Texas showdown, like, welcome back.
Well, I mentioned this on the picks video, but basically this is really like not size, but like physicality versus speed.
Yeah.
Because like Gilmer's got the weaponry on the outside,
Mhm.
but the physical nature of Pleasant Grove is going to try to like ground them into dust.
Right.
And so, a lot of this, I think a lot of this comes down to, can Gilmer hold up for 4 quarters? Because like, think back to, so Pleasant Grove's best win of the year is over Brock.
Yeah.
And what happened was they were down 7-0 at halftime, and then the second half they wore them down, and they won it late. That is going to be the question. Can Pleasant Grove keep it close and then wear them down late?
And then we know Gilmer's good just based off that win, that opening win over
Chapel Hill.
Tyler Chapel Hill. Like, like you said, we kind of know what we got there.
Let me ask you a question,
Okay.
football expert Ishmael Johnson.
Sure.
Gilmer's coming off of 2 consecutive open dates. Okay, they have not played in like 3 weeks.
Sure.
What is like
That
is that positive, negative? Like they're going to be healthier theoretically.
Sure. I mean, I guess I'm more of a rust over rest. Oh no, I'm more of a rest over rust person.
Okay.
But I think in this case, particularly in football, back-to-back open weeks that's where you start to weigh into the rust factor, right? You were on a heater, you started off really good. Okay, cool. We're gonna make another push back to AT&T, and then you just stop for 2 weeks.
Well,
and like your coaches are like, it's a lot of pregame, it's a lot of game planning, it's a lot of scouting, but it's not a lot of playing, right? And so like they probably scouted Pleasant Grove for a while, right? Had some coaches at the games, all that. But it's just a lot of talking about it, watching film, and I don't know. It to me, it's if I want to talk to those coaches about how that went, because like that's a lot of prep for. And obviously they were probably prepping for games down the line too, but that's a lot of prep for a game that just has not happened yet, and it feels like the national title gap, where it's like, oh yeah, you have when they used to play the BCS title, where it's like you have your conference championships, and then you have like 4 weeks off to like prep for one opponent, and it's like a condensed version of that. And so I'm curious. I don't know.
And it's funny because you mentioned like, will Pleasant Grove be able to wear them down in the fourth quarter? It's almost like we'll have a lot of our questions answered in the first quarter when it comes to being off for 2 weeks, because if Gilmer comes out and it's a lot of penalties, it's a lot of flags, and you can see that rust, then if you're already talking about them being worn down in the fourth quarter, if they're doing that in the first quarter, you almost have your answer to how that game could end up going pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
If I'm a Gilmer fan, I want to pay attention. I would pay attention to the first 2 drives, those scripted plays, because again, you've had a script ready for 2 weeks,
Yes.
right? How are we going to come out and hit this team? How are we going to come out and try to get on top early or shut them down on defense or whatever? Like, I would pay attention to those first 2 drives in particular, because what have they been working on that they saw in film or whatever for 2 weeks?
I think that's a great point. What's next, Pickle?
We have, how close is Mount Vernon and Winnsboro?
Well, the computer has it. Let me see. Because somebody was mad at me because I didn't expound on it on the picks video. They've got Mount Vernon by 8, but the computer also doesn't know that Braden Bennett's out. So we talked about this on Tep and Pick this week, about how Mount Vernon has played now a couple of games without Braden Bennett, and they've been good. Like they've won and they've looked pretty good.
Sure,
but they're also against like teams that they're just a lot better than. And so this is, to me, the real test of this is the first test for the new Mount Vernon, what we're going to have the rest of the year with their quarterback out. So a lot of it depends on if they can get Mackenzie McGill loose. Winnsboro's going to run the heck out of the ball and try to take the air out of the ball. Their defense has been very good. I think this would be the best win for either team. Like, this is the toughest game either of them have had. So I think it's close. I think it's a 1-score game. And I believe I took Mount Vernon. I don't know. I got to check my script. It's that close. Also, let's see. Who did I? I got my script here. I took Mount Vernon. And I'm going to stick with that because I scripted it. But I think it's a close game. What's next, Pickle?
A question for Ish coming in here. Did you see Draymond put Jordan Poole to sleep?
I did.
That video. I watched it this morning.
Yeah, that one. I'm conspiracy theorist. I think the Warriors put that video out. So that's an excuse to not pay Draymond when his contract is up. Because TMZ just happened to get it, and the only people there are staffers. Mm-hmm. And so either some intern hopefully got like $10,000, or the Warriors just like, here, slip this to TMZ. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I did see it, and it is hilarious because the report. I think Chris Haynes tweeted out the night before last night when it broke. Or 2 days. I think it broke like yesterday during the day or something. He tweeted out that sources say Jordan Poole's attitude was like getting a certain way since his extension, and Draymond had enough of it. And I was like, oh, so you meant Draymond just told you that? Yeah. Like that wasn't like a source told you. It's like, oh, Draymond just told you Jordan Poole was annoying.
It's real rich to hear Draymond having a problem with someone else's attitude.
Oh, sure. Like, no, exactly. And so, yeah, I think Isaiah Thomas, the former Celtics player, tweeted out, and I kind of agree with it. If you respond with a punch after a shove, that was somebody you weren't rocking with in the first place.
Correct.
Like we've all seen practices, fights, and all that between teammates. That's a shoving match. That's not shove fist, right? Yes. And so that was like they had some beef going for a while, and Draymond they probably had like an issue with each other. Yes. And Draymond just escalated out of nowhere.
We're certainly not condoning violence on this show. I'll be very clear. We're not. We are against violence.
You are not. Sometimes it's necessary.
I would like to punch a lot of times.
Is that the most effective basketball punch since Kermit Washington?
It had some heat on it.
No, Samaki Walker.
Samaki
Walker decked Kobe. Let's not be honest.
That is Samaki Walker erasure, and I apologize.
Yes.
I apologize. That's right.
As Hannibal Buress said, Kobe probably made fun of his name, and he was like, I've had people have said Samaki Walker in a funny way too many times, not today. And
Anyway,
before we get back to high school, let's do another kind of ish question here. What are your predictions for the Red River game now that Ewers is starting? Because that is new news since when y'all talked about it on ROF.
Sure. I think the lines moved to Texas -9, which is huge for a Red River game. But that Oklahoma defense stinks.
It does stink.
It's really bad.
It is butt.
And their secondary's so bad.
Yeah.
Their front's okay.
Extra butt.
Their front's okay. Their secondary's awful. And their second level's not very good either because TCU was just getting whatever they wanted on the ground too. I think Texas wins 9. If I had to throw, I don't have money on it, and so I think they'll win by double digits. But I wouldn't be able to I would not feel confident enough to put money down on -9.
But you guys had, because here's the thing, you guys had your blatantly stolen from Tup and Stup, your college football fun fact of the week, which was about. You guys were giving away the Mike Roach book, and you had some stat about how many times it's been a double-digit game.
Oh, yes.
And what was the answer?
I'm not saying it. We're still.
We're still waiting for a winner on the book?
For the end. But the point is,
but it's relatively rare in the history of Red River.
Exactly. And so I will say, there's no. I don't think there's been any official news on Dylan Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see him. He's been suited out. There was a hype video or a practice video that he was in, so like he was suited out. I don't know if he plays. He
got rocked.
He got rocked, and also you're either starting Davis Bevel, who did not look good against TCU. With all due respect, Nick Evers is not ready for this game, and General Booty is not ready for this game. So with all due respect to our Texas high school football quarterbacks, they're not ready for this game, especially against the Texas defense that looks like they have a pass rush now.
And the other thing about that,
and they have the Texas high school football quarterback that is ready for this game.
Yes, absolutely.
They got two of them.
Like right now, you got to put a number out there. Sure. What's the minimum number of points Texas is scoring tomorrow?
Like to win? The minimum they have to score to win.
What I'm kind of driving at is like how many points is Oklahoma going to need to want to win this game? Do you know what I mean? Like
sure. In order for Texas's minimum, okay, I'm going to assume Dylan Gabriel does not play.
Okay.
28.
I think Texas needs 21 to win.
21.
Without Dylan Gabriel, I think 21. If Dylan Gabriel plays, I'll probably say 27, 28.
But here's the thing, like in a vacuum, this Texas offense against the Oklahoma defense, how many points would you think they're going to score?
Oh, what I think? I mean, like at least 35.
35, maybe even 40, right?
That's what doesn't matter with Hudson Card or Quinn Ewers.
If Dylan Gabriel doesn't play, they're not sniffing 40 points.
No. Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that to me is like a real storyline.
The game was close-ish when Dylan Gabriel was in.
Mm-hmm.
Against TCU, and then it just completely got blown out of the water when Davis Bevel came in because he just could not keep up with that offense.
Yeah. So anyway, But let's also just say, hey, Texas, probably better think about winning this game.
If they lose this game.
Yeah.
Better think about winning this game.
Especially with Ewers being back.
Consider it. Consider winning this game.
Zero
take
excuse.
it under serious advisement. The idea of winning this game. Because otherwise, they will roast you on the Sunday edition of the Republic of Football.
Oh, buddy.
Ish cracks his knuckles.
Listen.
What's next, Pickle?
I'm editing that, so I'll get to hear it before everybody else. I'm excited. Let's go with, what are your thoughts on Bremond versus Chilton?
I love this game.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's my thought.
I love this game. I love. I'm
What's next,
the Michael
Pickle?
Jackson meme of like, I love this song. We're rocking back and forth. Chilton is a really interesting team, and what I like about them, first year coach Benny Hewitt has really kept things going. He was the defense coordinator, and the defense has really stood tall. They give him a lot of looks defensively, and they put Dalen Ford at the safety spot, and he's like a 4-year starter there. Their linebackers are really strong, and that's going to be really important against Braylon Wortham. I'm sounding the alarm to anybody who doesn't know the name Braylon Wortham. He's the new quarterback at Bremond, and I even tweeted it today, and I tagged him in it, but I said he reminds me a lot of Rashad Paul. And Rashad wrote back and he's like, "Yeah, he's my protege. This dude's for real. He's getting the Rashad Paul seal of approval.
That is a cosign right there.
That's the most popular man in Bremond, Texas.
Yeah.
So he's getting the seal of approval. Braylon Wortham's that dude as a sophomore, and so I think what's interesting is the real strength on strength matchup is like Braylon Wortham outside the pocket against this really good Chilton linebacker core. They're gonna, they got Dalen Ford at the quarterback spot, and they're gonna kind of. They got a couple deep threats like Isaiah Reed and Red and Ty Jones. This is a really fascinating matchup. It's a good district because Milano's in that district, and they're unbeaten. Granger, who's state ranked, is in that district too. This is kind of the first of those matchups. Really fun game here. I think that in a week where there's a lot of real high-profile games, this has an opportunity to kind of slide under the radar. So, what's next, Pickle?
Let's go with a game that I talked about on Tep and Step, Fort Bend Marshall and Texas City.
Do you want to talk about it some more?
I mean, I can. I think that this one, for me, is more taking a look at that district to see who, if anyone, can contest against Fort Bend Marshall. Because I think Texas City has been a good team, but this will help me see the seeding because Dayton's going to have a little something to say about it. I think that they're doing pretty good. And then you have Port Neches Groves, who I think is a very good team that they've had a fairly tough schedule. So I'm not willing to throw that 3-2 record away by any stretch. But I think that this game will really start to decide that seeding, and that's huge for all of Region 4 when it comes to that.
Right now, I think the 4 playoff teams are Fort Bend, Marshall, Dayton, Port Neches Groves, and Texas City.
Yes.
And so this will help us take a temperature on Texas City because they've already got a loss to P&G, right? If they lose this game, which they're probably going to, then that makes, to me, that game against Dayton, who's going to beat Galena Park and going to be 3-0 in district after this, but they also haven't played anybody. They don't have a
no, the meat of their schedule is all of the final weeks.
They beat Nederland last week, and they beat Santa Fe.
Yeah. They get
Galena Park, and then they go P&G, Texas City. Then they go to Fort Bend Willow Ridge. They'll win that game, and then they close at Fort Bend Marshall.
Right.
So Dayton and Texas City are the 2 unknowns here, and so this is a real nice kind of what's the word?
Measuring stick.
Triangulating game. That's a word that Craig Way likes to use. So yeah, good matchup here. I like Fort Bend Marshall, but I think that like the details matter because if Marshall goes out there and they launch them into an active volcano,
then we start talking about how far Fort Bend Marshall could go. If they go out there and it's a 14-point game, it's like okay, I think they're good, but what does that mean for the rest of playoffs?
Here's a perfect example, okay? And these computer projections are just that; they're just computer projections. But Texas City in this game is a 22-point underdog according to the computer. If they lose by 3 touchdowns, it's like, okay, about in line with what we thought. If they lose by 2 touchdowns, it's like, okay, maybe got a little something going. If they lose by 50, then we kind of know, okay, maybe they're a little farther behind the pack than we thought. So, good pick. What's next?
If DeSoto goes D2, is there any good teams that DeSoto will play?
Yes, of course. There's at least one very good team.
There's one glaring.
But they wouldn't see them until to be clear, they wouldn't see them until a state semifinal, and that would be Denton Guyer. Denton Guyer's going Division II. We don't know if they were to make it to a title game. Katy is a weird team. That's just all I have to say.
Period.
Like we don't, in the sense that we don't know if they're going to go D1 or D2 right now.
And that district is not doing any favors in helping us figure that out.
It's just all a mishmash.
It is a cluster.
So
go
ahead.
No, never mind. I was trying to think they wouldn't be on that bracket. Never mind.
If they go D2, which right now we would project that they do, Klein Collins is in the Region 2.
Okay.
They're interesting. Your mileage may vary on a team like Rockwall Heath. Here's the other thing. DeSoto, do they play Mansfield tonight? No, they closed with Mansfield. Mansfield is a team that is very quietly 5-0, and they're going to be in region. Right now, we project them to be the other D2 team out of that district.
Sure.
We'll find out a lot more about that.
Have they had the meat of their district schedule yet?
No,
so that helps.
They play Cedar Hill tonight, and they're going to win because Cedar Hill is down bad.
Yeah.
But then they get Duncanville, Waxahachie, DeSoto in 3 of their final 4 games.
That's fun.
So we'll know more about them. Now, I also think, look, they've got a nice win over Mansfield Summit. It's a 5A team, but that's a good Mansfield Summit team. They got a nice win over South Grand Prairie. It's a 6A team, right? So I would look at DeSoto as probably the favorite in Region 2.
Yeah.
I would install them as slight but clear underdogs against Denton Geyer out of Region 1.
How is Tomball this year? Have you? Does anybody know the
question.
answer to that question?
We can look that up right now.
Tomball.
They're 3-2.
Okay.
They are. Let's see. Admit I haven't paid a ton of attention. to
They
them.
dropped
lost
their first two.
Yeah, but they've won their last 3, including last week. They went to Klein Oak and beat them, which was a good win. They're going to beat
narrow
Warren
win,
tonight.
but they got it.
They're a team that gets hot at the right time. Maybe they,
I was going to say we had them counted out
started super
completely
slow
in regular
last year.
season last year.
started super slow
They
last year.
rattled
look what
off 5
happened.
straight.
So keep an eye on Tomball. They go D2 as well, but they'll be over there in Region 3, and they would be a team that Region 2. So they'd be in that mix as well. So I don't know. Right now I'd put DeSoto as the favorite in D2 in Region 2. I'd put them as underdogs certainly to Geyer. Highland Park's weird.
I don't
Yeah,
know what to
think about.
Highland Park.
What was the final of that game last night?
30
Because they were struggling at one point.
34-14 or something like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
because it was like
38-17.
28-10 at one point, or
Right.
21-10.
38-17, and Berkner's an okay team,
But
I put Highland Park and Allen in the same thing, in the same kind of
bucket.
because maybe it's just because I expect dominance,
Sure.
and it's like they're just winning in kind of workman-like ways. The thing about Highland Park, though, is that they're not going to get challenged by anyone else. Like, in fact, yeah, Berkner's the last good team they'll see till the playoffs, or the last real I think contender. Like, and I don't even think Berkner's maybe a playoff team, but
North Crowley would go D1, right?
North Crowley's going to go D. No, I think North Crowley's going to go D2. So keep an eye on them too. I know you're a No Crow guy.
I'm bought in.
No, you don't have to sell me on
DeSoto
that.
will be favored in that game, but
Byron Nelson's going to D2 as well.
Be intrigued.
And by the way,
Crowley
this is
has
all
the speed to at least kind of match up against DeSoto.
By the way, this is all working on the assumption that South Lake Carroll goes D1, which is
on the line
I would
tonight.
say it's a lot goes. That Timber Creek Fossil Ridge game tonight is massive. And so if South Lake Carroll goes D2, they're the favorite in Region 1.
Right.
They're the favorite in D2. Katy, I don't know.
Remind me again if Fossil Ridge wins tonight. That's a very difficult statement to say.
If Fossil Ridge
wins tonight, then Carroll goes D1, correct?
Correct. If Fossil Ridge wins, then it would be very, very likely. I mean, anything can happen. There's 4 more weeks after tonight, but it would be very likely that Carroll goes D2 or D1 rather. If Timber Creek wins, which would be an upset, they're 10-point underdogs in this game according to the computer. If Timber Creek wins, it keeps hope alive for Carroll to go to the D2 bracket. But it's still by no means a sure thing. It would almost certainly lock them into D1, barring something crazy if Timber Creek wins or Fossil Ridge wins tonight. So if you're Carroll and you want to go D2, which I think get away from Allen, get away from the Duncanville eventually, things like that. Get away from North Shore or Westlake or Lake Travis or whoever. If you want that to happen, you need to have your Timber Creek pom-poms out tonight.
yeah.
Which again, Geyer is on a bye this week, so Geyer fans should just go to the game.
They should go to the game and root for Fossil Ridge. Exactly right. Oh no, root for Timber Creek, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, what's next, Pickle? Let's do 2 more.
Is 5-0 Hemp Hill for real? Which actually, 6-0.
I was going to say.
Yeah, Hemp Hill 6-0.
Put some respect on Hemp Hill. Let's ask me Monday, because they play Newton tonight.
Yeah.
They play Newton at home, and actually ask me in the next 2 weeks if they get Newton and then New Waverly, because all due respect, they have not played a team. They played one team with a winning record, and it's Shelbyville, who's a 2A. Okay.
The defenses look great.
Defense has been excellent. This is their toughest test by a factor of about 3. Like this is very clearly their toughest
That's fair.
test.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
And so we'll find out if they hang with Newton. I'm willing to buy in. And then to me, hang with Newton, beat New Waverly, you're in. That's the bar for being legit. That's for me for Todd Stark's bunch. So there you go. We got an ender.
Yes, give me like 0.2 seconds.
Okay, let's give it 0.2 seconds. Ish, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
You going to a game this week?
I'm not. I got to work
got-
on Basketball Magazine.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, TexasBasketball.com.
Yes.
Go there. Listen to the newly. I do need to compliment you.
Oh.
The
no,
newly
we don't do that
rebranded
here.
Texas Basketball Podcast, which was Texas 24, which is a good name because there were 24
At the time, there were 24 D1 programs. in the
D1
state.
programs. There's going to be more now, so that doesn't work. So the new name of the podcast is
Zone Star State. Yeah.
That's so stinking good.
Yeah.
I love
it. Upsets me
Thank
to
you.
compliment Ishmael, and I can't not.
It's really good.
Thank
Zone Star State.
Yeah.
It's so good. Anyway, go listen to Zone Star State with you and Matthew Bruni.
Yes.
Talking basketball. But then Texas basketball, Dave Campbell's Texas basketball coming out sooner than you think. So be on the lookout for that.
Our ender will be, what are your thoughts on Maynard's game against Round Rock tonight? And we go to our Round Rock insider, Ishmael Johnson.
Yeah, Round Rock Insider.
All the alma maters is here.
Listen.
Yeah.
Maynard got humbled last week. I'm not gonna lie. They took it on the chin.
now
this
we bounce back.
This is a great bounce back opportunity for them. I still think this is a team that could make some noise. I think last week they showed the youthfulness of Quintalon Joyner, because Quentin, of course, is a stud. He's going to be the reason that offense churns, but the reason why they started so hot was his brother Quintalon, who's still a sophomore. He's found his groove early, and I think Vandergriff kind of tested him a little bit. I think Quinton still had like 150 yards on the ground, but it was basically like, all right, what else you got?
Yeah.
And then also their defense couldn't. I think they've matched up with they found a team that was just as physical offensively as they are defensively. So credit to Vandergriff for a pretty convincing win. Yeah, no, tonight's going to be a huge test. Round Rock is a solid team. I think Maynard's they're still navigating this new district. This is the first time in that Round Rock, Cedar Park area. Yeah, I mean, I would pick Maynard to win, but
Computer likes Round Rock by 10.
I was about to say Computer. I saw the Computer had it. I just feel like we're in for a Quentin Joyner bounce back game, and I feel like Quintalon probably took that loss pretty hard as well. Defensively, they have guys along that defensive line that are just insane. Obviously, the brother of Princely Umamalian, Prince Will. And yeah, like I said, I had high hopes heading into last week. Vandergriff and Drew Sanders decided that was not going to happen. But Round Rock's really good. They're 5-0. I think I'm trying to figure out their best win. I think it might be over San Antonio Reagan. And so, yeah, if they hand Maynard another loss, man, I might have to start paying attention to Round Rock because they'll be 6-0 at that point.
They got this dual threat junior quarterback Mason Cochran who's been really good. So a lot of it's going to be on that defensive front, which is I think undoubtedly. I mean, Quentin Joyner's great.
Sure,
Quentin Joyner's great. I think the Maynard defensive front is the
take.
strength of the team.
Oh yeah,
and so contain Cochran and make sure he doesn't beat you, and extend plays.
Right.
I want to go over to our Llano correspondent because Llano has decided to pick a fight with the troops this week.
This is their second fight with the troops.
Playing Universal City Randolph. And my question for you is, why doesn't Llano love the troops?
Well, they do.
Or if they do love the troops, maybe they'll let Randolph win.
No.
Wow. Okay.
They already they beat Cole 59 to nothing.
I want to bring this back to you because you come from a military family. How do you feel about this? About Llano?
They should let Randolph win.
I think that's right. I think that's only fair. Like Coppell's playing like Flower Mound Marcus. There's nothing on the line there. It's just like two suburban teams playing each other. Cowboy fight never dies. But you You're
But we
picking a
would be
fight with
choosing.
one of the most.
But we would be choosing favoritism if we let this batch of troops win because we already beat the other troops. So we have to show. We have to show that we respect them equally because we respect the troops by beating them both.
So what you're saying is that you've already established that Lano doesn't love the troops.
So you might as well just keep it going.
Isn't this like Army and Air Force though?
Yeah, it's Army and Air Force.
Exactly. You can't choose between the land troops and the air troops.
Who did Lano beat last week? They beat
Luling.
Luling, but then San Antonio Cole. San Antonio Cole is the Army.
Yeah.
That's the Army base.
Right.
Yeah, and then Randolph. So why would you show love to the land troops if you're not going to show love to the air troops?
I agree. Lano
so you're
should
trying to
forfeit
get them
that win over
to
San Antonio
choose
Cole.
between the types of troops.
I agree that Lano should forfeit that win over San Antonio Cole. Coach Green, I'm sorry. No, that is. I will say this. Randolph's a pretty good team. They're 5-1. Mm-hmm. They're off to a pretty good start. This is a true test, I think, for Lano. Mm-hmm. I think this is a real test.
Their next 3 weeks are the toughest weeks of the season because they have this one that they need to pull this one off, especially because it's at Randall. Then they're home against Marion, and being home makes me feel better about that game. But then at Blanco, that's going to be the real test. If they can make it through the next 2 weeks and then really focus on that game at Blanco, then they could be looking at another district championship, which I believe would be back to back.
So I would say it's big tests for all of our alma maters. I would say that Manor and Coppell are fighting, honorable fights.
Yeah.
Maybe
and you said they're playing Marcus. I missed it.
Coppell is playing Marcus.
All right.
Marcus. So it's like, just two suburban teams going at it. Yeah. But Coppell, let's bounce back, boys. Cowboy fight never dies. Let's get this thing going. Big game.
Sting them.
You got anything else to plug?
Okay.
I was looking at it.
No, it's fine. She turned the camera. She had something. She had something to say. Go for it. You got the camera work. You can go for it. It's fine.
No, I don't. I don't have anything to plug. You always do this.
What do you want to plug?
What you got?
You can watch Valley Sports Southwest tonight.
Plug yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to plug Texas basketball.
I was going to plug the hard work that Mike Craven's doing. A team plug.
Thank you.
For the college
shout
football
out,
side of the site. So.
Shout out to our whole team who's doing great work.
Shout out to our whole hardworking team.
Our whole hardworking
sales team, editorial team, ops, all
that's
that.
it.
But
I am not.
Anyway, Pickle, what you want to shout out? You want to shout out yourself?
I'm not editing Republic of Football. Have fun editing Republic of Football by yourself this weekend.
You want to shout out yourself on television again?
Watch me on TV. Anyway. Going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit.
I don't know why I asked Ishmael to join this. This was my fault.
Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram. I'm trying to plug our socials for the team. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com for Ishmael Johnson and Ashley Pickle. I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please get your Player of the Year trophy. We'll see you Monday. Texas Football Today.